Good evening, students. Welcome to Edge IAS. So, we had certain topics in geography, very important topics, and I will be taking some other topics also. Students are requesting that, sir, please upload mains point of view some topics. So, I will be doing that part also. Don't worry about that. Some of the students, they are bringing their copies, which are I have given some questions, and those who are watching online, please come up with your whatever you are having doubts with respect to geography, environment, and you can come here and ask me. And this environment, today I will be dealing that ecology, environment, and the basic terms you must know, because if you are not having the basic terms properly, very difficult to integrate the topics with the other topics. And those who are having optional geography, optional students, the entire environment present in the geography, you need not to worry, because environment is part of the geography. So geography students, it is very much helpful, those who are having optional geography, right? Now those who are having, I mean, GS point of view, क्या हो जाएगा आपको? So you have to read extra means this environment ecology topic, this environment ecology, climate change, biodiversity, it comes under the paper 1, GS paper 1, GS 3, right? And sometimes in the essay part also, because environment sometimes question, you might have seen that in previous year, environment from environment also essay, in essay they are asking, right? So what kind of approach should be required for preparation of the environment or climate change, whatever is the comprehensive, but here I will be dealing some terms. What is ecology, ecosystem, environment, ecotone, niche, biosphere, biome, and what are the functions of the ecosystem, and what is homeostasis, these kind of terms, and some of the terms also present, but basic terms you must know. From this topic, ecology and environment, there are 2 to 3 topics. From these 2 to 3 topics, at least 3 to 4 questions in prelims, right? 3 to 4 questions आपको prelims में आ जाएगा 100%, है ना? So overall environment आप पढ़ लिया तो कम से कम over 25 questions in prelims, at least 5 to 6 in mains. मेंस में आपको 5 to 6 क्वेश्चंस रहेगा, एंड एसए पेपर आल्सो आपको यूज हो जाएगा. देखो 25 क्वेश्चंस बोले तो कितना है? ओवर 50 मार्क्स, ओवर 50 मार्क्स इन एनवायरमेंट, फ्रॉम एनवायरमेंट, एंड 5 to 6 क्वेश्चन इन मेंस, है ना? इवन आप लगा लो इसको 10 मार्क और 15 मार्क लगा तो कम से कम 70 to 80 मार्क्स, है ना? तो व्हाट वी आर प्लानिंग हियर टू कवर मोर द टॉपिक्स, and I will be using current affairs here, because I think you might have gone through previous year paper, static part and current points. ये साल कुछ points है ना, उसमें बीच में लगा देगा. First 2 option is static, then third or fourth option will be like current. So if you know static but you are not knowing the current affairs, then problem. You have to know static plus current, ये कैसे इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं हम, क्या क्या कन्वेंशन से, प्रोटोकॉल से, एंड व्हाट आर द अग्रीमेंट्स आर प्रेजेंट हियर, एंड व्हाट आर द एसडीजी गोल, व्हाट इज द ब्रेजिलिया डिक्लेरेशन, है ना ब्रेजिलिया डिक्लेरेशन, रामसार कन्वेंशन, अदर नंबर ऑफ टॉपिक्स वी विल बी लर्निंग इन दिस एनवायरमेंट टॉपिक, है ना? तो आप ध्यान से देखो इधर, अच्छा से आप वट एवर आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग द थिंग्स, प्लीज मेक द नोट्स, इधर शॉर्ट फॉर्म में और किसी फॉर्म में भी आपका साथ एक नोट्स रहना जरूरी है ना? Those who are watching online students, if you are having any doubt, please you can ask me. संकीर्तना राहुला, गुड इवनिंग सर. गुड इवनिंग माँ. सो हम शुरू करते है ना, सो दैट व्हाट हैपेंस माँ, आपको इजी हो जाएगा. चलो, ecology and environment here. ठीक है. है ना, ecology and environment. So tell me, what do you know about the ecology and environment? तो आपको क्या समझ हुआ ecology and environment? You are observing in your daily life, like atmosphere, environment, है ना, biotic and abiotic factors. Since ancient times we are knowing these things, but in reality you don't know these names. These are the biotic or abiotic. Biotic क्या होता है? What is abiotic factor? है ना, ecology बोलो तो क्या हो जाएगा? Actually you are present part of the ecology, but you don't know what is ecology and what is the meaning of the ecology and how to integrate this ecology with the environment and what are the levels of the ecology. ये प्रीलिम्स में आया हुआ है. So try to understand here. Ecology, it is a Greek word, है ना, ये Greek word है. So if you divide this ecology, meaning oikos and other one is logos. Oikos mean home or place in where you are residing. So logos mean to study about. To study about. So you are studying about the place where you are living. It is a kind of habitat. You are living or studying about the habitat where you are present, where you are living, where you are residing, where you are dwelling. Try to understand. So the place here in ecology you are having the, I will be giving definition and all. First we have to make the वर्ड को हमको डिवाइड करेंगे. वही कुछ बोले तो होम और प्लेस इन लिन, प्लेस यू आर लिविंग एंड टू स्टडी अबाउट द प्लेस आर लिविंग इज कॉल्ड ecology. In ecology generally you are watching me and I am watching you. You and me, there is a interaction. What kind of the service is being provided here and you are also watching here. There is an interaction between two organisms as well as with the environment. Try to understand. It is a scientific study of the relationship of the living organisms. It is not confined to living organism only, people or humans. Any organism, it is a scientific study of the living organism का उनका interaction को study. Sir, you are saying only with the only organism, living organisms? See, living organism with their environment, with their nature, surrounding areas. So it is called ecology. Living organism plus their environment. Because we are part of the environment. Right now you are part of the home or somewhere you are listening this class. Somewhere you are observing this class. You are part of that environment. And you are interacting, communicating. So it is called ecology. So try to write a scientific study of the living organisms with each other and with their environment is called the ecology. So in ecology, for example, if you carefully observe the ecology, so there are certain levels are present in ecology. How many levels are present? There are levels, 6 levels are present. So we can write like one by one. One is individual. It is a level, and a group of people come together, individual come together and make population, right? And population becomes community, and community becomes, it is part of the ecosystem, and ecosystem part of the biome, and biome part of the biosphere. Are you getting my point? I hope you are understanding. How many levels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. ये prelims में आया हुआ है. Now, I will be explaining here each and everything. So, what is this organization? If you carefully observe, these these levels in the ecology, individual, as a individual, I am acting or I am working on my capacity. You are also working on your capability. And you are not depending on anyone as an individual. But for certain things, you have to depend on other things. But as when you are functioning, you are acting as an individual. And whenever these two individuals or group of individuals come together in specific area, what I am saying, in specific area and specific time, it is called population. So population here, population may here increase or decrease. Population may increase or decrease. How population increase? Either birth or immigration. Or immigration. How it is decreasing? Can you tell me here? How it is decreasing? चलो इधर ही बता देता हूं. एक increase और decrease. Increase through birth and immigration, right? I hope you are understanding. And decrease is death or emigration also, right? Emigration. For example, certain areas having more population, death rate is also more. To increase the population, birth rate is high. And immigration, for example, you are going for employment opportunity from India to USA or Western countries, it is, when you are reaching the destination, it is called immigration. IMM. क्या बोल रहा हूं? You are reaching the destination, it is the immigration. But when you are moving out of that country, India से बाहर जा रहे हो ना, ये को क्या हो जाएगा? हम इंडिया से बाहर जा रहे हो. When you are moving out of the India, you are called EMI. Immigration mean out. Immigration mean in. So when you are reaching the destination, population increasing there. When you are leaving this place, you are called immigration. So birth and immigration increase the population rate. And so other factors also there, but here basic points I am giving here. And decrease death or emigration, right? I hope you are understanding here. And the population become community. Generally in community, the dominant, for example, of मान लो grassland community. In grassland community, the major grass is present. Sir, ये trees, herbs, shrubs नहीं रहेगा क्या सर? वो भी रहेगा है ना? They will also be present, but their number is very less there. Grass dominates, grass will be prevailing more in particular area or particular space, right? That's why it is the grassland community, right? So here in environment ecology, you have to use, generally we say that plants, animals, right? But here you have to use flora, fauna. What is flora? Plants. And what is fauna? Animals. Right? These kind of terms you must use here in environment. Try to use the subjective terms. If you are not using this term, so the whatever you are presenting the answer, it is like kind of layman language. Try to use subjective. For example, you are writing environment, try to use environment. If you are writing geography, try to use geography. If you are writing economy language रहना चाहिए. Polity बोलो तो polity language रहना चाहिए. Are you getting my point? I hope you are understanding. है ना? So here the flora and fauna very dominant here. Flora means grassland, plants, herbs, shrubs dominate, but grass very, very dominant. है ना? That ecosystem. So what do you mean by ecosystem? आप कोई बता सकते हो क्या? Before that, there is a correlation between the ecology and environment. Ecology and environment. What is environment? Environment, for example, you are here, right? So you are here, and you are influenced, you are surrounded, which surrounds or affects an organism, and are you getting my point? Okay. So whenever you are understanding these things, try to correlate those points. What is environment? Which surrounds you or which affects you during your lifetime is called environment. Environment is having, it is having two components. Environment is having two components. Very very important, मेंस में भी आया था. What are they? One is biotic and other one is abiotic, है ना? Biotic and abiotic. Biotic बोले तो it is mean living, means they are having life. Try to understand. Abiotic means non-living, है ना? You can say they are not having life. They are not having life. I hope you are understanding. So some of the factors I will be explaining here. Before that I will be mentioning what comes under, come under the biotic. Green plants. Green plants में क्या क्या आ जाएगा? One is plants, not green plants. One is plants. Plants can be again divided into green plants and non-green plants. Non-green plants, right? Second, animals. Third, decomposer. हम बोल सकते हैं ना डिकम्पोजर, है ना? ह्यूमन, है ना? ये भी बोल सकते हैं ना, लिविंग ही है ना? एंड एनिमल्स एंड डिकम्पोजर्स एंड माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स. माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स आल्सो इन नॉन abiotic और नॉन बायोटिक में देखो एग्जांपल. हियर एग्जांपल यू कैन से रेडिएशन, वन सॉइल, है ना? Then heat, or you can say temperature, and substratum and materials, है ना? And water. ये पूरा abiotic factors, they are not having life. So environment and ecosystem भी बताता हूं. Environment का ecosystem का components are same. Biotic and abiotic. Biotic mean which are having the life, and non-abiotic mean which are not having the life. Biotic example, plants. You can divide into some plants in green color, some plants are not in green color. And decomposers, microorganisms, animals and human. And abiotic factor you can write radiation, soil, heat or temperature, substratum, then water and materials. Material also we can write here. I will be explaining that. Before that, these are the some of the biotic I will be explaining in the environment ecosystem part. Now I will be taking here abiotic factor. So what is abiotic factor? Because they are not having life. I hope you are understanding. If you take the soil, soil is very very essential or critical for the surviving of the species. How? Because on soil only plants are growing. If plants grow, if plants are growing more, the herbivores, primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary species are consuming, or directly, indirectly they are depending on one on another, right? So here soil is essential. Heat, temperature. Why temperature is required? To grow the plant, to make the food. They have to do photosynthesis. For photosynthesis, what? Plant required carbon dioxide. They release oxygen in the presence of the sunlight. So they do that process. So they can make food materials. I mean food material. They can make carbohydrates. Yes. Then substratum. That is also a layer on the surface of the earth. And materials, I will be explaining here materials. You can write this one materials like two types. One is organic, other one is non-organic, or you can say this one inorganic, right? So can you give me some examples of the organic and inorganic, those who are watching online, students? So organic example here, carbohydrates, proteins, है ना, carbohydrates, proteins and lipids and fatty acids, fats, or you can say fatty acids, and inorganic compounds like carbon dioxide, water, है ना, nitrogen, phosphate and other things, है ना. So these are required. Sir, how this organic and inorganic different, sir? Organic is forming from the non-organic or inorganic, because first they have to use it and then forming the carbohydrate. How? For example, plant will be using carbon dioxide in the presence of the sunlight and they will be making carbohydrates, है ना. So here in organic, inorganic is interlinking. Organic compounds or materials are formed from the inorganic. Try to understand. ये भी prelims में आया था, है ना. Now after that, if you take the levels, how many levels I explained? 6. One is individual, population, community, ecosystem, है ना. Community के बाद क्या हो जाएगा? Ecosystem, biome, biosphere. So now I will be taking ecosystem. What comes under the ecosystem, है ना. What is ecosystem? बताओ. What is ecosystem? Ecosystem, it is a structural and functional unit of biosphere, and which is having biotic and abiotic components and interacting and exchanging materials between them, है ना. It is called ecosystem. Ecosystem is structural and functional unit of biosphere, and it is having biotic and abiotic components. Already I explained the biotic abiotic components. They are interacting and exchanging materials between them. It is having structure and it is also having function. A direct, a prelims statement है. Structure and prelims में आया था. Structural and functional unit of biosphere. Direct statement. So ecosystem is having. So here, if you take in the ecosystem, you might have seen that ecosystem we can classify into one, terrestrial ecosystem, and other one is aquatic ecosystem. In terrestrial ecosystem, can you give me some example? One is grassland, and second is forest, and third is desert. 3 in terrestrial. In aquatic, water. Here you can classify into 3. One is freshwater wala. Freshwater. Aquatic system doesn't mean the only fresh. It is not fresh. Aquatic water. What kind of water? Based on the salt content, we are classifying into 3, right? Freshwater and brackish water and saline water. Fresh water, the salt content 0 to 5 ppt, and brackish is 5 ppt to 35 ppt, and saline, or you can say marine water, here 35 ppt or more, it is called marine water. So for example, sir, what is fresh water? For example, on terrestrial land, you are seeing, observing that lakes, ponds, rivers, the salt content is 0 to 5 ppt, parts per thousand. So salt is very less. When it comes to brackish, for example, if you observe here, rivers, either Ganga blow or draining into the sea, है ना, either Godavari be, Krishna, Kaveri. So they are having fresh water here. The river is carrying fresh water, here sea, and when they are converging in the coast, fresh water and sea water, salt water converging here, the salt content is decreasing because of fresh water and salinity water, salt water. So salt concentration is decreasing. That is here 5 ppt to 35 ppt. It is called brackish water. Example, mangroves, estuaries area में रहेगा ना, that is the estuaries area, that is brackish water. Salt water समुद्र में रहेगा ना, वो marine water. So their salt content 35 ppt or more than that. Try to understand what I am conveying. These are the basic things you must know. If you are not knowing, then very difficult to understand the basic concept here. I hope you are understanding here, right? So ecosystem. So here I will be explaining one more point also. What is ecotone? ये भी प्रीलिम्स में आया था. What is ecotone? है ना? Very very important. This one very very important. सुनो इधर ध्यान से, है ना. गंगा, इधर से ब्रह्मपुत्र, गोदावरी, कृष्णा, हम इधर लिखते हैं गंगा रिवर, इधर गोदावरी रिवर, है ना. They are draining into the sea. So here mangroves are present. Here also mangroves are present. Here in this region, in the coast, right? Here also Krishna. So what happened? When river water converges or mix up with the sea water at the coast, at the continental shelf, when two diverse ecosystem, it is a transition zone, and converging to different ecosystems. What two ecosystem here? This one on land based, terrestrial. This one aquatic. Terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem are converging. When two different ecosystems converge, what happens? It leads to ecotone. In that area, more or less nutrients or flora fauna will be present. So in this region you might have observed this mangroves are more predominantly growing here. It is a transition area. Whatever species are here present, they are called edge species. Like Edge IAS, they are edge species. Are you getting my point? ये prelims में आया था. Ecotone nothing but it is a transition zone where two diverse or two different ecosystems are converging. Example, mangroves, and second estuaries, and third grassland, and fourth river bank. So ये भी prelims में आया था आपको. Try to understand this one, है ना. If you carefully understand this one, then you will be able to write this one, है ना. So mangrove, estuaries, grassland and river bank. So already ये पहले पूछा था. So it is the ecotone area, है ना. I hope you are understanding this one. Any doubt, online students, those who are watching? किसी को भी तो डाउट नहीं है ना माँ? नाउ आफ्टर इकोटोन वन मोर क्वेश्चन प्रीलिम्स में भी आया था, दैट इज नीचे. नीचे, NICHE. What is niche? It is a place or functional role of an organism in an ecosystem. It is called niche. For example, you are staying in particular place or you are residing or dwelling in particular place. The place or function of role and organism in ecosystem is called niche. For example, you are residing or dwelling in particular place, that habitat niche. Or you are studying somewhere in particular place, educational niche or study niche. Niche बोले तो समझ कर लो, place or function. Sir, you are saying that ecology, environment, ecosystem, how we can integrate these things? For example, ecology बोले तो मैं क्या बोला था? Scientific study of the living organism interaction and with their environment. For example, it is a Edge IAS. In Edge IAS, what happened? Living organism, students, we are present here, and the interaction will be studying as well as with their environment is called ecology. In environment, what components, components are present? That is biotic, abiotic components also. So biotic means we are as a living beings. Abiotic means chairs, light and fans, whatever the things which are not having the life, they are called abiotic. That is part of the environment. I hope you are understanding. Ecology means interaction. एनवायरमेंट क्या आ जाएगा? बायोटिक अबियोटिक का मीन दोनों आ जाएगा. इकोसिस्टम मीन स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ बायोस्फीयर, है ना? एनी डाउट हियर? आई होप यू आर नॉट हैविंग. नीचे बोलो तो बस इतना ही याद रख लो, है ना? देन इकोसिस्टम हो गया. देन बायोम. व्हाट इज बायोम? Biome, I think you might have heard this one. How many biomes we are having right now? 10 biomes. है ना? For example, equatorial type of biome, monsoon type of biome, tundra, taiga, subtropical, temperate, boreal, Chinese, mid-latitude, latitudinal arm, है ना? So different Mediterranean type of climate, or you can say climate also biome, because climate decides the boundaries of biome. A prelims statement. Climate determines the boundaries of biome. What is biome? It is the terrestrial part of the divisible part of the terrestrial or biosphere is called biome. How many biomes we are having? 10. So which factor is more majorly determining climate? So what we can write here? Flora, fauna, है ना? Here climate. What comes under the climate? One is rainfall and other one is temperature, right? Rainfall and temperature part of the climate. And other, you can also write soil. Soil also plays vital role. The climate changes from the equatorial to polar. Sir, how climate changes, sir? Climate or ecosystem or environment is not static, including biome. Biome is not static. They change, they are dynamic. If I am saying biome is not static, mean, do you think that they are rigid? No, they are not static, because in the equatorial region, temperature is more, rainfall is also more. But when it comes to subtropical region, temperature is more, rainfall is less. So is there any relationship? So same characteristics are not present, right? Somewhere temperature, rainfall high, Other place temperature is high, rainfall is less. So quite opposite. That's why they are not static. Biomes, two biomes are not alike. They are not similar. They changes as per the space and time. So when they change their space and time, obviously the flora fauna also changes, either increasing height or decreasing or moderate, or their characteristics or traits changes. Try to understand. For example, if you go in subtropical region, you can see thorn forest is present. When you go equatorial region, very long trees. Right? Why? Because climate is deciding. Temperature, rainfall plays vital role, are critical in the growing of the vegetation, or flora or fauna, are increasing the diversity. So the diversity depends on some of the factors, you can say the biome. So biome is having cumulative factors, the factors which are deciding in the thriving or growing or conducive environment for the species or diversity. है ना? So biome is very very important. So ये biome topic को from biome at least आपको prelims में 2 questions आ जाएगा. हम comprehensive class में हम discuss करेंगे, है ना? Here basic points you must know. Then biosphere. So what is biosphere? Biosphere is thin layer which surrounds the earth or environment, है ना? For example देख लो इधर, है ना? This one. So which is the integrating zone? This one, है ना? So this is the integrated zone. This is called biosphere. I hope you are understanding. This one hydrosphere. Hydro बोलो तो water, and this one atmosphere mean air, and this one lithosphere. Lithosphere बोलो तो land, है ना? So it's this zone, है ना? This zone is called biosphere. So biosphere is absent in the extreme north pole and south pole. They are absent, and even they are absent beneath the surface of the, sea surface में absent, very extreme, and polar here mountainous region, high mountain, for example you can see Himalayas. Himalayas में very difficult to sustain because hostile conditions are present. What बोल रहा हूँ, क्या बोल रहा हूँ माँ? Hostile conditions are present. When hostile conditions, adverse hostile conditions are present, difficult to survive, है ना? So sometimes sir we have seen that we went to Himalayas and all, sometimes we found that spores, fungi and all, fungi का spores देखा था. So these spores will be present in the Himalayan region, but they are in dormant stage. Dormant बोले तो क्या है? They are sleeping, they are taking rest. Because why? The metabolic rate is very low. Because temperature should be required to grow any species, any organism, seed or anything. टेम्परेचर रहना जरूरी है, इसीलिए उधर टेम्परेचर नहीं है. टेम्परेचर इज नेगेटिव, कोल्ड कंडीशन. टेम्परेचर आइदर वार्म और कोल्ड. सो कोल्ड कंडीशंस आर प्रेजेंट, दैट्स व्हाई दे आर नॉट जर्मिनेटिंग. दैट इज द फैक्टर, यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दिस वन, है ना? सो बायोस्फीयर इज द थिन लेयर. सो आप ये डायग्राम लिख के, है ना, ये डायग्राम लिख के आप कर सकते इसको बायोस्फीयर, है ना? ये हाइड्रो, दिस वन लिथो एंड एटमॉस्फेयर. Try to answer it. Any doubt? Those who are watching online students, I hope you are not having any problem here. And वन मोर क्वेश्चन भी आया था, होम्योस्टैसिस. व्हाट इज होम्योस्टैसिस? Homeostasis, the ecosystem maintaining its equilibrium, or you can say regulating. So environment is maintaining its equilibrium, and with the biotic abiotic components, it is called homeostasis. ये भी prelims question. Try to remember this one. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis means they are maintaining their body equilibrium or regulating, है ना, इन द इकोसिस्टम एनवायरमेंट वो रेगुलेट कर रहा है, इसीलिए उनको हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, होम्योस्टैसिस, है ना. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. दीज आर द टर्म्स इन द ecology and environment. You must know this. What is ecology? What is environment? What is ecotone? What is ecosystem? What is biotic abiotic components? What is ecological niche? What are the edge species, है ना. What is biome? What is biosphere? Any doubt those who are watching online? किसी को डाउट हो तो बता सकते हो मैं, so that I can help you here. Any doubt please? देख रहा हूं ऑनलाइन बच्चा को कमेंट, so that how many students will be come under the ecology and environment bracket, है ना. तो these are the some of the basic terms, and after that I will be explaining ecosystem functions. Ecosystem functions. How many functions ecosystem is having? 3 functions. So it is having 3 functions. What are them? One is energy flow, and second one is nutrient cycling, and third one ecological succession, है ना, or ecological development. Ecological development, है ना. So ecosystem functions, if you take energy flow, nutrient cycling, ecological succession, ecological development, energy flow में क्या क्या आ जाएगा आपको? One is food chain, and other one is food web, and pyramids, ecological pyramids. And food chain में आपको पता है grazing food chain and detritus food chain. food web तो पता है आपको. फिर pyramid में आपको 3 types. One is number, and other one is biomass, and other one is energy, है ना. नंबर में अगेन upright and inverted. Here also same, upright, inverted, and here only upright. Energy में only upright. I hope you are understanding. Basic terms you must understand, है ना. So energy flow में food chain, food web, pyramids. Food chain में फिर again you can classify into 2, grazing and detritus, and food web तो इसको आपको जानते हो. Then pyramids में number, biomass, energy flow. Number में upright and inverted, biomass upright, inverted, energy only upright. ये prelims question. तो here I will be explaining here biotic में आपको एक एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. Biotic में क्या क्या मां? One is you can say they are having life, right? One is autotrophs, and other one is heterotrophs. Autotrophs mean example plants, means they are producers. Yes, they are producer. they are making food in the process through the process of photosynthesis by absorbing carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight, है ना. ये autotrophs. Heterotrophs को हम consumer, you can say consumers. Consumers again we can divide it into two: macro consumer and micro consumer, है ना. मैक्रो कंज्यूमर क्या कर सकते हैं, अगेन वी कैन डिवाइड इनटू, इसको हम क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं, एक प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर, सेकेंडरी कंज्यूमर, टर्शियरी कंज्यूमर एंड क्वाटरनरी कंज्यूमर, है ना. तो सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शियरी यू कैन से कार्निवोर or this one omnivore, है ना. Micro consumer like they are also called detritivores. इसमें क्या आ जाएगा आपको, फंगी एंड बैक्टीरिया. देखते हैं अब. Autotrophs, they make their own food, right? They make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Here consumer, प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर हेर्बीवोर्स डिपेंड्स ऑन द ऑटोट्रॉप्स. ये प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर किसको ऊपर डिपेंड हो रहा है, प्लांट्स ऊपर. देन सेकेंडरी कंज्यूमर डिपेंडिंग ऑन द प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर को आप एग्जांपल लिख लो इधर, काउ, एग्जांपल काउ. सेकेंडरी कंज्यूमर इज वुल्फ. सेकेंडरी कंज्यूमर इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द प्राइमरी. टर्शियरी कंज्यूमर फॉर एग्जांपल lion is depending on the wolf or cow. And quaternary, here you can write man or monkey. They can eat either plant, both खा सकते हैं, animal both दोनों खा सकते, इसलिए quaternary और omnivore बोले तो they can eat anything, है ना. So it is the sequence: biotic, autotrophs, heterotrophs, इसको phagotrophs भी बोल सकते हैं, है ना. प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर, सेकेंडरी कंज्यूमर, टर्शियरी कंज्यूमर, क्वाटरनरी कंज्यूमर, है ना. देन माइक्रो कंज्यूमर में लाइक दे आर द स्पीसीज, दोज ऑर्गेनिजम्स, है ना. दे आर, यू कैन से देम डेट्रीवोर्स. दे फीड ऑन डेट्रिटस. डेट्रिटस में बोलो तो इधर आइदर प्लांट डेड और एनिमल डेड को खाएगा, इसीलिए हम डेट्रिटस बोल रहे हैं. माइक्रो कंज्यूमर्स, दे आर आल्सो कॉल्ड सैप्रोट्रॉफ्स, डिकम्पोजर्स, है ना. यू कैन आल्सो ऑस्मोट्रॉफ्स भी बोल सकते हैं माइक्रो कंज्यूमर को. एग्जांपल बैक्टीरिया एंड फंगी. सो ये भी मेंस में, प्रीलिम्स में आया था. इट इज द एंटायर मेंस क्वेश्चन, बट दीस टर्म्स दे आर ऑलरेडी इन एग्जाम. प्रीलिम्स में एग्जाम में आपको पूछा है पहले. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, है ना. एनीवन इज हैविंग डाउट हियर? इफ यू आर हैविंग एनी डाउट्स प्लीज आस्क मी हियर, है ना. एंड व्हाट आर द सर्विसेज बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड बाय द एनवायरमेंट? इकोसिस्टम आपको क्या सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहा है? इकोसिस्टम सर्विसेज. व्हाट आर द इकोसिस्टम सर्विसेज? आप बता सकते हो क्या? दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग एयर, आई मीन हियर ऑक्सीजन, regulating temperature and purification of water, and fourth point, they are making food, and fifth, aesthetic and cultural services as well as recreational, or you can say tourism, है ना, food chain, and they are regulating microclimate and macroclimate. Regulating microclimate. Sir, what is microclimate? What is macroclimate? For example, you are having lake, evaporation is temperature, due to temperature evaporation increasing. जब क्या हो जाएगा आपको, वो रीजन में थोड़ा मॉइस्चर बढ़ेगा, पर्टिकुलर दैट रीजन ओनली, बिकॉज दैट स्मॉल लेक, सो दैट इंपैक्ट ऑन द पर्टिकुलर स्मॉल प्लेस. माइक्रो क्लाइमेट. मैक्रो बोलो तो फॉर एग्जांपल सी ओशियन, ये क्या मैक्रो क्लाइमेट. So ecosystem, even ecosystem also soil formation, forest growth, right? So any doubt here, those who are watching online here? So number of services are provided by the ecosystem service. Basic points you must know. If you are not knowing basic point, then very difficult to attempt to enter the topic. You know, I hope you are understanding these things. If anyone is having any doubt, please come here. I am ready to help you. You know, and here next topic I will be explaining functions of ecosystem and पूरा entire बताऊंगा. And कल क्लास में वेटलैंड, रामसार साइट, रामसार कन्वेंशन, प्रीलिम्स मेंस क्वेश्चन क्या है, हमारा अप्रोच क्या रहना है इधर, एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कंटेंट शुड बी प्रेजेंट, ये पूरा बताऊंगा. है ना. नया रामसार वेटलैंड्स कौन सा एरिया में बड़ा है, कौन सा एरिया कम है, एंड एवरी करंट अफेयर आई विल बी यूजिंग हियर. सो दोज हु वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट हियर, यू आर वेलकम हियर. वेलकमिंग, हम तो एडजस्ट वेलकम कर रहे हैं आपको, ठीक है ना. सो आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस क्लास, है ना. सो अगेन वंस अगेन थैंक यू ऑल, बाय. किसी को डाउट रखना आप बता सको, इधर आ जाओ, है ना. एंड आई एम रेडी टू हेल्प यू. थैंक यू.